In this video, I'll show you how to design a lesson. So here I'm in the lesson editor, and there's a few things I want to go over. The first is the easiest, and that's the lesson name. You can adjust the lesson name to be whatever you'd like. And then below that is the navigation column, the content area, and at the very bottom is the save and close, save and cancel buttons. At any time you can save and close and return back to your repository, or you can save and continue modifying and creating your lesson, or cancel and disregard any changes you've made, or whatever you've done so far. Now on the left hand side is the navigation. By default there is one page there. You can add additional pages with different names. And when you add a page, you also have the option to display blocks as separate pages itself. This allows you to really have things very honed down, and when you add new blocks to this particular page, they'll appear as individual pages below it. You can also adjust the properties of each page by clicking on the menu next to it and going to the bottom and clicking Properties. That'll bring up the same window you saw before. Now for each page you select, you can change the content area for each one. So there are 5 things you can do. The first thing you can do is create a new question or text. Here, when you click on that button, it brings up a full question text editor to make what you'd like. For example, you can call this Introduction and type in your intro paragraph. Now one thing to mention here is when you're done here, you have to click on the save icon next to this block. If you click on save at the bottom, it doesn't save what you've done here. In order to have this block actually saved, make sure you click on the save icon right next to it, or click the X to cancel what you've done so far. You can also create a new slideshow, and that takes you to the slideshow editor. You can also create a new math app, and that'll allow you to import it and add the text as you would before. You can also do a question group. This allows you to create a group of multiple questions and have them randomly given to students during each lesson. And lastly, you can also import. So if you have content elsewhere in your repository, you can import that into your lesson. What I showed you before was creating content from scratch. But for the most part, you'll probably have your content already made. You can import that right here. So let's say I like these few questions, click import, and they get added to my page. At any time, you can also modify the blocks on your pages. So if I want to modify this question, click the edit button, and I can change it right here on my screen. I can also delete a block by clicking on the delete icon next to the block. And if you want to preview how the page looks, click on the preview button next to content. This will show you how it looks stacked on top of each other. You can also adjust the order of your blocks by dragging them up and down on top of each other here on the left hand side. And that's how you design a lesson.